What is this thing I found on a beach in northeast Scotland, in a place called Cullen? It was really wedged between two rocks at low tides. It is made of stone, and at one point had a spiral on it. Any ideas? It's a vulcanite screw bottle stopper. It was Henry Barrett in 1872 who invented this particular type of screw stopper, and they were subsequently used then for well over 100 years, until the 1970s. Henry actually patented the design in the early 1880s, and he was also the person who designed the internal screw thread for the interior of the bottleneck. The stoppers themselves are made from hard, non-elastic India rubber, also known as vulcanite, and sometimes ebonite. Wrapped around the stopper is a sealing washer of pink India rubber. These screw stoppers took the place of corks on most beer bottles, and the popularity of bottled beer really took off. What is this old farm tool? The bottom side is two blades that slide between the upper bracket. Roughly 2 to 3 feet long, 1 foot tall, solid steel, with a wooden wheelbarrow-like handle. The metal arms mounting the handle are uneven, maybe handmade. No stampings or markings, and looks to be very old steel. It fully can close through, and the blades slide through the gaps on the top thing. What do you think it is for? It's a 19th century straw cutter for chopping up straw of different sizes for livestock, bedding, etc. It is usually mounted at the end of a table, like these designs. Here is a circular design. The blade passes through like yours. What is this large and very heavy metal machinery of some kind, found in a riverbed in California? I can't pick it up. I'm guessing it weighs around 100 pounds or so, and I cannot move the gears as it is pretty rusted and dirty. My friends thought it was an old water pump. Any ideas? It's a supercharger from a Pratt & Whitney R2800. It's been there for a while, and rare to find crashed plane parts like that. Here's a photo of the impeller with the same blade geometry. You may ask the local authorities whether or not they have an ongoing investigation that needs the part. What is this ornate object found in Raleigh, North Carolina, while metal detecting? It appears to be made of copper, and its front is about 1.25 inches horizontally. The design on the front appears to be a tiger. There are 2 prongs on the back, which makes me think that it was some decorative piece on something. I have no idea what though. Any ideas? It's a Cub Scout neckerchief slide, tiger and cub. That takes me back to the 70s. This holds the neckerchief in place. Tiger and cub are the junior level of Boy Scouts. These slides are always falling off. I lost mine at the age of 9. Design flaw if you ask me. What are these 2 small metal objects my dad found in southwestern Pennsylvania via metal detector? They were found near a mix of modern and old objects including bullets, hitching posts, silverware, coins, and other similar items. It's not that heavy, nearly the weight of a quarter. Our initial guesses are gun sights or hair and paper clips. Thank you in advance. They are pump organ reeds. Pump organ or reed organ is a type of free reed organ that generates sound as air flows past a vibrating piece of thin metal in a frame. Specific types of pump organs include the American reed organ, the Indian harmonium, the fisharmonica, and the seraphine. They were widely used in smaller churches and in private homes in the 19th century. Several million reed organs and melodeons were made in the US and Canada between the 1850s and the 1920s, some of which were exported. The popular manufacturers are the Cable Company, SD Organ, and Mason and Hamlin. What is this 15-inch long object found while metal detecting in the forest near Frankfurt, Germany? The bottom is painted red, and it wasn't really heavy. I was afraid it was a bomb or something, so I left it. Any ideas? It's a 4-pound British incendiary bomb, one of the most devastating weapons the RAF has ever used. RAF Bomber Command dropped 80 million of these bombs during World War II. Large bundles of these incendiaries would be loaded into the bomb bays of the aircraft. The bombing in World War II was area bombing, particularly towards the end of the war. Incendiaries would start fires, and these fires could spread and combine, occasionally forming firestorms, which could consume large areas. Entire cities would be targeted. Frankfurt was sadly one of them. I found this in California in a creek. It appears to be made out of metal and is about 4 feet across. No attachment points or hooks are visible and is not near any current civilization. All the dents appear to be somewhat symmetrical. Although they are different shapes, they are all relatively the same size and located equal distances from others. What is this thing? That is a 1940s 500-gallon battered propane tank. I recognize the weld lines. Here's the exact same tank I found at an auction, sold for $275. What is this rusted metal object I found while hiking in the Italian Dolomites? It probably weighs about 1/4 pound, and as you can see, it fits in a normal-sized person's hand. I assume it's a World War I era object, perhaps a lamp or light. It's well rusted and I cannot open it or budge it. The device inside has a green cast to it, perhaps copper, and there's a visible wire attached to it. Any and all help is appreciated. The shape is pretty much exactly like an Italian SRCM M35 grenade, a hand grenade that was first issued to the Royal Italian Army in 1935, serving through World War II and into the 1980s. The holes would indicate it was the smoke version, since the solid version was the anti-personnel version. Another giveaway is the small rectangular slot in between two top cutouts, which is where the safety pin goes. While I don't think it's a danger right now in its current condition, I wouldn't use it as a conversation piece on your coffee table either, in case it's a dud that got discarded but still might be somewhat flammable. What is this thing? It has a cast aluminum base with an iron grate and steel handle. The base is 8 by 4 inches, the handle is 12 inches, about 5 pounds. It may be horse related because I found it in an old horse stall. The handle moves 180 degrees horizontal to horizontal, and the pad under the grate is a medium density rubber type of material. Any ideas? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.